Viewers, welcome again to our next episode where we are going to continue with our topic, the English Glorious Revolution. In this other episode, we are going to be looking at the second group of causes for this revolution, where we'll be talking about religious causes. As we earlier said, that this revolution was caused by many political and religious causes. We will be looking at the religious reason for this revolution. With the leadership of James in England, the people of England have never wanted Catholic Christians to handle important positions in England or to rule the throne. Now, they have come out with this test of Parliament that was called the Test Act of 1673. The act was passed in the year 1673 to prohibit Roman Catholic Christians from handling important positions in England. It was the first religious reason that led to the outbreak of the English Glorious Revolution. When James came to power, he has promised before coming to power that he was going to make Catholicism his private affair or religion and rule England as an Anglican or Protestant state. But in power, he could not fulfill this promise as he went ahead and abolished the Test Act of 1673. This act was there to prohibit Roman Catholic Christians from handling important positions in England. And should in case a Roman Catholic has to handle a position in England, the Roman Catholic Christian should swear an oath that as he's coming to power, he was going to handle the position not as a Catholic Christian. This was seen when James abolished this act and appointed Sir Edward Pales. Edward Pales was appointed as a commissioned officer in the army. Edward Pales was a Catholic. He was appointed as a commissioned officer in the British Army. And when the people of England took him to court for not taking an oath, he provided a dispensation. A dispensation was a written document that was given to him by James II, permitting him not to swear an oath. So the court found him not guilty, and the people of England now started getting antagonized with the idea or the attitude of James by abolishing the Test Act. The second religious reason, we talk about Romanization of England. As we said, the people of England never wanted Roman Catholic institutions in their country or Roman Catholics to rule their country. But James came to power and tries to struggle to convert some of the prestigious universities and colleges that were at the time in England. He struggled to make them become Roman Catholic schools. This was the case of Cambridge University, the case of Cambridge University, Oxford University, and the Magdalene College. James has to romanize these institutions. James went as far as dismissing Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton was dismissed by James II as the rector of Cambridge University because Sir Isaac Newton refused to matriculate a Catholic monk into a master's degree program. That is, he refused to give option for a Catholic student or a Catholic monk to study a master's degree program. And because of that, the people of England were not happy because Sir Isaac Newton was very influential in the educational environment or educational system in England, being a great physicist. The people do not love to see him being dismissed as the rector of Cambridge University. As if that was not enough, James II went ahead and converted the Magdalene College into a seminary school. James converted the Magdalene College. The reason he did so because he nominated a Catholic to be voted by the 25-man staff of the institution as the head of the institution. But the staff refused to vote his Catholic nominee as the head of the institution, and because of that, James had to dismiss the 25-man staff and appointed the inexperienced and unqualified Catholics to rule the institution, and converted the St. Magdalene College into a seminary school. And due to that, the people of England were not happy, and they have to fight against James II. The third religious, we talk about Romanization of public service. The public service in England was Romanized by James. When James came to power, he made things very difficult for Protestants to have promotion in the public service in England. He made it very easier for Catholics to begin to recruited in the British public service as well as to gain promotion. And due to this, the people of England were not happy because they saw it as discrimination, and as a result, their anger kept rising against James, and they have to fight against James because he came and wanted to turn the Catholic, the public service in England to make it a Roman Catholic institution, which was not loved by the people of England. Again, we talk about Romanization of the army as another religious cause to this revolution. James went as far as Romanizing the British army. He made it very difficult for non-Catholics to be recruited into the army, and it was easier for Catholics to gain promotion in the British army. Most of the people that were working in the army, they were Irish from Ireland, which were mostly Catholics that James brought to come and work in the British army. We have the case of Sir Edward Hayes, was an Irish that James brought and appointed him as a commissioned officer in the army. And because of this, the people hated Catholics dominating the British army. And what next? They only have to fight against James. Again, we move further to look at the establishment of the Ecclesiastical Commission Court. Before James came to power, this Ecclesiastical Commission Court were abolished in the year 1416 in England. James came and re-established this court with the purpose in the year 1685 that James came to power. He re-established the Ecclesiastical Commission Court that were abolished in 1416 in England, and we were now using the court as an instrument of arbitral rule. We use the court to use the cause and cancel all penal code that were put against Roman Catholics. We also use the cause to try those who oppose him. And the introduction of this Ecclesiastical Commission Court that James was using them to favor the Catholics in England, the people of England were not happy with the fact that he has reintroduced the Ecclesiastical Commission Court, and due to that, they have to carry out a revolution against him because of the establishment of the Ecclesiastical Commission Court. Again, we move further to look at another religious reason, which is the Declaration of Indulgence and the trial of bishops. That was another religious reason. Indulgences were passed by James in the year 1687. In 1687, James passed the first Declaration of Indulgence, where he wrote this declaration and gave it to all bishops in England to read in their churches, saying that all penal codes that were put in place against Roman Catholics were suspended, they were no more functional. And when he sent this declaration of indulgence, the first one to the bishop, the only bishop that attempted to read this declaration of indulgence in his church, because he asked the bishops to read this declaration on 2 successive Sundays. We have the decay of bread. the Vicar of Grey. He was the only bishop that attempted to read this declaration that was put in place in 1687 in his church. And unfortunately for him, as he was reading the declaration, he saw his congregation moving out of the church, and he could not continue. In the year 1688, this year, James put in place another declaration, the second declaration of indulgence, still asking that all this penal code against Roman Catholics should be suspended. And when James asked to pass the second declaration of indulgence, six bishops in England, including the Archbishop of Canterbury and Crofts, the Archbishop of Canterbury and Crofts, they asked James to repeal. They repeal against the declaration. They asked James to stop this declaration. And what James did was that all these bishops were arrested and accused of treason and libel against the state. They were taken to court, and after judgment, they were released. So this declaration that was put in place by James also caused a lot of problems, and the people of England hated. All right. So the Declaration of Indulgence put in place by James in the years 1687 and 1688 antagonized the people of England, and these people now have to rose against James. Now, somewhere you will see they talk about economic causes, we talk about high taxation, James taxing the people of England so as to use money to run the kingdom, as well as to pay the soldiers, the 13 soldiers that he recruited. Now we can put it as high taxation that was put by James, also caused the glorious revolution. You can put that under economic reasons. Now we have looked at these reasons. Those who be going into advanced level history this year, how can they set questions on these two set of factors that we have looked at it? Most often you can see a question they can say the glorious revolution of 1688 to 1689 was more of a religious venture. Discuss 25 marks. Was more of a religious venture. Now, in the question, they say was more of a religious venture. The MP1 will be talking about religious reason for the revolution, while MP2 will bring in other factors, that is political and the economic. As an advanced level student, how do you write advanced level questions? You must have an introduction to your question. In the introduction, we'll be talking about the revolution, and in your introduction, make sure that you interpret your question in that introduction before you end the introduction. Now, when you interpret the question in the introduction, now you have your MP1. In your MP1, let's say you are answering this question, and the question was 25 marks. You say the first part is 18 marks, second part is 12 marks. Now, in advanced level history, a point carries 3 marks. So, if you are explaining 4 points, you times 3 marks, will give you 12 marks. And the second part, you explain again, 4 points times 3 marks will give you 12 marks. And don't forget that you always have your conclusion, which is a summary of what you are writing in the body. You also have transitional statement. If you write on the religious reason, you should take a transitional statement, which is another paragraph to introduce your MP2 of the question. Well, we have looked at the causes of the revolution. In our subsequent videos, we are going to look at the glorious and inglorious aspect of the revolution. We are going to look at the Bill of Rights, look at the effects of the revolution, and the Revolutionary Settlement Act that was passed in place at the end of the English Glorious Revolution. To round up the topic, then we enter another crucial topic, the American War of Independence. Don't forget to send your comments in our comment box. Thank you for watching Benjamin Academy.